friends. Welcome to, I don't know, what am I supposed to say? Welcome to my free class. Start over? No, I'm not going to start over. Welcome to my free class featuring the Layers of Beauty bundle. And it's a good one. It's a really good one. It's a fun bundle. It's got 3 parts. And I'll share that all with you in just a minute. My name is Cheryl Wright. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from northeastern Montana. And besides my introduction, yes, I have done this many times before. I just tripped over my tongue. I bet you can't relate at all, right? Anyway, I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 12 years now. I love it. Wouldn't do anything else. It's awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a couple things to show you. So I'm going to add my other camera. And all right, if you are local to me, I'm in northeastern Montana, you are invited to come sip and stamp at my Get Together on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock at the Circle Vets Club. Come one, come all. It's $30 for your first kit and $25 for the rest of them, for any additional ones after that. All right, Stampin' Up! Announced a discount on their bundles, like even the one I'm using today, and on their machines. So you get a discount. What a better thing to do. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. And we're using Layers of Beauty. I told you it's a good one. It's got 3 parts. Well, there's the stamp set and there's the dies, but there's also, and they just happen to fit in here, the masks. So I'm going to be showing you how to use all 3 of them today and tonight. And let's go ahead and get started. Now, this can be found on page 57 of the new catalog. And like I said, it comes with dies, a stamp set. I stand here for my computer's in the road. A stamp set, masks, and the dies. And it's usually altogether it's $56.50 and US, and it is on sale, I think, for $50. So you save a few bucks, right? So this is where you find it for ordering information if you are interested. There we go. I was all by myself for a while. It says I have 1 viewer now. So welcome. Please come in, make yourself comfortable, and say hello. My first card. Oh, let me dig down here. Okay, my first card, I'm going to use a piece of boho blue, and the boho blue is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And this is just a standard card base, 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. So we're going to set this aside for just, to make it smaller. I'm going to go ahead and fold it so then I don't have as much to chase around. Hi, Nancy. How are you? All right. So we're going to take this beautiful piece of boho blue, and I'm starting with a simple card, and then we're going to graduate up. I've got a piece of scrap paper. It's the mystery stamping from the other night that I messed up on, so that's okay. Now, one thing about this particular stamp set, I have some blocks already loaded and I stacked them. All right, this stamp needs a big block. It is an F block. So if you have this stamp set, you need a big block. If you have the Stamparatus, it would be perfect for that also. But you need a large block for this stamp pad. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. I'm going to do tone on tone. So I have my boho blue ink pad. Are you ready for Stampin' Cross Country, Nancy? from my end, it said your box was delivered. I hope on your end that it meant that it was delivered also. This block is almost too big for my hands. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this here. Isn't that gorgeous? And then I'm going to ink it up a second time. And this is one of those that I like to take the ink to the block. Dang nabbit, I'm hoping I wasn't going to start coughing. But such is life. All right, I'm going to close this, set it aside. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to try to line it up a little bit this way. Kind of fit it in there just right. I want it to overlap, but I want coverage on this half of the card. Hi, Glenda. Looks like Kansas is here. Yes, yay for Kansas. Today was absolutely gorgeous. A little windy. They like to call it breezy around these parts, but this is what I would call wind, not a breeze. But it was nice. It wasn't too windy. It was windy enough. All right, I am going to clean this up before I get this beautiful boho blue absolutely everywhere. So that's one reason why I do like the chamois. It's because you can clean on the fly. And you can tell I've used mine a lot. This is just an old stamp case. The end broke out, so it won't get moldy because it's got air. It means it dries out, but all right. So like I said, you need a big block for this stamp set. I'm going to set that aside and we're going to go ahead and use this. And we're not going to color it. I know. Nancy said her box came yesterday. Do we need the stamp contraption for class this week? No, you just need a block big enough for your stamps. That's all. If you have the stamp contraption, excuse me, you could use it definitely, but you don't need it for this weekend. So, let me see. The next thing I was going to do, I'm going to make all my pieces and parts. Next thing I'm going to do is stamp Happy Anniversary. I have not used this one yet, so I'm going to make sure it's stamping well. Kind of drag it so I get some of the goop off if there is indeed goop. All right. Now, last week during my mystery stamping, I shared with you the punch. And I labeled Labels of Love. Labeled with Love. Hey, that's pretty good. A new catalog. And I'm already got the punches down. So Labeled with Love is the punch that I'm going to use. And this is the one that you can either buy the punch or the dies. And I am choosing the punch right now because I am just punching one thing out. But you do get 3 dies if you go for the dies. They were trying to decide which one would be more popular, and they're not going to get the right information from me because I bought both of them. I only bought one bundle, but all right. So we're going to line this up. The beauty of a punch is you can, well, and a die too. You can line it up before you punch it. All right. Ooh, that's not good. A little piece of metal from the factory. Oh, it's fine. Must have been just a little piece of metal from the factory, like I said. All right, we're keeping this simple. We're going to put this there. We're going to use some of the silver and white ribbon. And we're just going to make a band for it. So in order to do that, I'm going to take some Stampin' Seal. I want it about there. So as long as I line it up, I'm good. Okay, about there on both sides. I'm going to go ahead and plunk it there. And then I'm going to use about, I'll use about 6 inches of this. And I have a ribbon only pair of scissors. They're my newest pair, so they get used. And then I'm just going to line this up here. It's choosing not to cooperate. Imagine that. And then I'll just bring it under and line it up again. And should be even. Should be even-ish, so you can wiggle it a little bit if you need to. So there, that's where I'm going to stop with that piece. I thought the silver worked well with a happy anniversary. Okay. I don't know why my allergies have to kick in right when I'm going live. They behaved most of the day, probably because I haven't talked to hardly anybody. So, you know, as soon as I start talking, they have to misbehave. Yes, I mailed them. Nancy asked if I had project sheets for this weekend, and I mailed them a link to them this morning, Nancy. Check your email, check your spam, and if you did not get them, let me know, and I would be happy to email those out to you again really quick. It's a Google Drive link that I sent. I put everything into one Google Drive, and you should have access to them. I know they worked for my friend Marcy, so hopefully you can find them in your email. Like I said, I did it fairly early this morning, Mountain Time, you know, not Kansas time, Mountain Time. All right, so there we have this card. And then I'm also going to take a piece of this. I'm going to cut it at an angle, and I'm going to cut this one at an angle. So this is about 4 inches. And I'm just going to do the trick where it looks like you tried really hard to tie a knot and line everything up, but when in actuality, you just do one across and then there. And then we're going to use some dimensionals to put this on. Okay, as soon as I'm done here, Nancy, I will get them sent off to you. I might even send you a link through Messenger if it doesn't work, but I will get those to you tonight. All right. And I am just putting some dimensionals. It's going to have to straddle the ribbon a little bit, and sometimes it needs some help, so I'm giving it extra oomph there. All right, I'm going to move that over. Actually, I'm going to move it over. The beauty of this also is if it's in the wrong place, you just slide it a little bit one way or the other. So it's officially been slid over. So there we go. So there is card number 1. How is that for simple? So you don't have to color all those little flowers in. It's fun and we're going to do it, but you don't have to. So look at that one. Oh, yes. Beautiful, beautiful stamp set. It is a fun one. I'm going to tuck that behind. And then on the inside, happy anniversary. Yeah, I'll probably, actually, I could do that. We could do God bless and put a little flower in there. And so we'll do that. It does come with some little extra pieces. So we will use them. And get my boho blue out again. And I didn't use this one yet. Trying to get it straight. There we go. And then we'll use this one. I'll have all the stamps inked up by the end. This way. There you have it. We got the inside done as well. You know what? I think we'll just go all out and make an envelope. Hi, Anna. All right. I don't know why my nose has to start running right this second. I already cleaned my stamp, but we're going to do it anyway. Because we're on a roll with this card. All the different parts and pieces that you can use to make it gorgeous. I put the big stamp over here, boho blue. This is an anniversary card I could use for anybody, actually. I was going to do this in pink, and I decided pink maybe wouldn't be for everybody. I think blue would be more. All right. Now, I don't want it to be where the postage is going to go if I'm going to mail it, but it could be where the return address goes. There you go. It's not perfect, but it looks pretty darn good. So there it would be on the front, and there's on the back. So we have an envelope ready to go for our anniversary card. So I'm going to set that aside. All right, let me wipe this off again. Oops. Sorry, I'm rocking and rolling the lights. So the next one, we're going to use all the parts of this bundle. And this, like I said, this bundle would be a part of the sale. And the sale goes for the entire month of June. So it's 10% off the bundles, which are already 10% off if you bought them separately. And then the machines. And the least cost machine is the little blue one. It's cheaper than the little white one because I think they're trying to get, this was a join special for the starter kit a few years back or a year back or whatever. And yeah, excuse me. All right. A little drippy nose. Let's put our ribbon away. Love my new table. I have so much room and it makes cleaning up so much faster. So much faster. Either that or I've just been making myself do it. Either one. I think we're done with happy anniversary. Never know. I'm just going to clean it up. While I've got the chamois out. And I love having the room to just lay those out of the camera. All right. Next up, we're going to start with just a plain piece of paper. And I'm going to stamp using Memento. And I'm using the big stamp again. I'm using the big stamp on everything today. And you can probably hear me pounding on the table. So I'm going to stamp this on a piece of scrap white. And then we're going to cut it out with the die in just a few minutes. So it doesn't have to be on here any certain direction. The glass mat is now available to demonstrators. So if you were interested in getting the glass mat suite, it is available to demonstrators during the pre-order period for the online exclusives. If you are not a demonstrator and you would like it, you can become a demonstrator. Love to have you on our team. Anyway, it will be available to customers with all the fun online exclusives. There are some fun ones available July 3rd. So, all right, the colors that we're going to use with this one are Petunia Pop. Why do I get those mixed up? I'm going to use Petunia Pop and light and dark, and I'm also going to use the dark Blackberry Bliss, or maybe the light. Let me see, which did I use before? I used this earlier. I think I'm going to use the light. Okay. It's still darker. So those are my 3 that I'm going to use for that. And then I'm also going to use some Old Olive, light and dark. And I think I'll use my Daffodil Delight. Those are both dark, though. I have too many Daffodil Delights. And, oh, I need a brown. I think I'll use, no, I don't want that one. I don't want that one. Pecan pie. I'll use pecan pie. All right. I've got all my colors. So now you know my color palette for this card. And I'm going to start, I know, with the one that you probably weren't thinking I was going to start with. We're just going to color the little circles with the daisy looking flowers. All right, I think that is all of them. All right, I'm going to set that aside. We'll do some yellow. And yes, I'm going to go ahead and color all this. The blends make it go pretty fast. Actually, we're not going to use all the parts of this suite with this one. I'm sorry, with this bundle. We are not using the masks with this card. That is the next card. The next card, we're going to use the masks. So that should be fun. All right, just color, color, color. So I did the dark, and now I'm going to go back in and do the light. Oh, I did that wrong. So dark Daffodil Delight, and I have dark Lemon Lolly. I went the wrong direction in my rack. There we go. All right, it would have worked. Lemon Lolly would have been fine. I love using the brush tip. Just so pretty. It doesn't leave lines. I love these markers because they don't leave those marker lines. And I do have my order special. So if you place an order, $35 or more, I will send you all the pieces and parts to make these cards. I know I have more of those flowers somewhere. I'm missing them. We'll do them here. And here. I don't know. I don't know where the flowers are supposed to go. All right, got some yellow done. I'm going to go ahead and do some dark. Actually, this is, dark Old Olive. Oh, so this is what happens when you let your daughter use your markers to color pipe cleaners. But in this instant, it really doesn't matter because I'm just going to do some dark up the center. But yeah, I need to replace my Old Olive. But it works for this. I didn't realize how bad it was until I went to use it for some of my Stampin' Cross Country stuff. I was like, ooh, boy. This tip got bad fast. So might have to change to the other end and do some more of the other. Just go ahead, I'm just putting some dark in some spots. And then before they dry too much, I'll go in with the light. Like I said, I really like the brush tip, but that one is pretty much toast. But it just blends right in. There are a lot of leaves on this. A lot of leaves. Now, this is one of the featured stamps for Stampin' Cross Country, and it is not too late to join us. The digital option is still an option, meaning you could join all the fun and still get in on all the live video demonstrations and in on all the prize drawings and get all the tutorials. You just would not get the product box, the box of goodies. And you can get that at my Linktree link, which is in the description of this video. But tomorrow is the last day that you can join. So if you have some free time, please join us. It is going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. We are doing some things this time we've never done before. And some things that are tried and true. So you won't be disappointed if you join us. If you can't make it live, that's okay. All the videos will be available to you until something changes with YouTube. All right, I think I got all my leaves done. Nope, there's a little sneaky one right there. All right, like I said, it doesn't take too long. And now I'm going to use the Berry Burst first. I like to start with my dark and go up to my light. So I am just going to go ahead and add some dark spots where I think there might be a shadow or just kind of where the marker goes. I'm not really particular about where it's headed. If you are a part of Stampin' Cross Country, this is the way I did your topper for your little bag full of extra pieces and parts and your embellishment bag. These are the color combinations I used. So just using this color to give it a little contrast. Nothing special, major. Try to get the bottom of that flower because that's where the shadow would be. And we're done with this color. We'll move on to the dark Petunia Pop. And we'll kind of just widen those areas a little bit. The shadowy areas. A little more depth with a different color. The center of the flower is usually that deep, deep color. And it's all going to blend together, so it doesn't matter if you hit and miss where you hit and miss. And the third color is where you see all the magic happen because it just blends gorgeous. Anybody doing anything fun this weekend? I already told you what I'm doing. The beginning, I showed you that sip and stamp is going to be on Sunday, and I have Stampin' Cross Country the rest of the weekend. Nancy, do we have to sign in a special YouTube to get onto the retreat? When I send you the links for your PDFs for the tutorials, the link is at the top of the page there. They will also be listed in the Facebook group if you're in, and you are in the Facebook group, so you're good there. So the links will be all over the place. And if you need a link and because you can't find it, just let me know and I will get it to you ASAP. So, all right. So this is the light petunia pop. And then you just go in. Like I said, this is where the magic happens because this, you just kind of go in and get it all. And the different darks that were already there are going to just blend in and give it lots of depth and dimension. I never used to like to color with markers until I started playing with the blends. They are awesome. Now, if once you get it done, if you see some spots that you want to do a little deeper again, or that you missed with one of the other two colors, you can definitely go in and add a little bit of the dark again, here, there, and everywhere. Fill it in. But for the most part, we're done. What do you think? All right, so now I told you we're going to use the dies. Let me grab the dies. And this one, I am going to use some Post-it note tape because I don't want to have to color it all over again. Oh, before I cut this out with the dies, let me show you something cool. If you only want one flower, this die will cut out just this one flower. Let me show you up close. It will cut out just this one flower if you don't want such a large bouquet of roses. Pretty cool. Glenda has a question. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you send all the cutout pieces, not just the stamps? For what, Glenda? Yes, for the card kits that I send to you for these with a $35 order, I send you all the pieces and parts, but none of the stamped images. If it's the featured bundle that you need, sometimes I don't do the die cutting so much, but thank you, Nancy. I didn't see that, so I'm glad you said something. All right, and here I am putting it away. Oh my good Lord, I got distracted. Some days are like that. So you'll get all the cardstock, all the DSP. This one, I probably wouldn't cut out the flowers because you have to stamp, but let me grab another piece. Like, I think with the airplane one that I did a couple weeks ago, which is which is also a Stampin' Cross Country featured stamp set. I sent the planes. They were cut out, so yeah. but none of these are anything like we're doing tomorrow and Saturday for Stampin' Cross Country. There's even more ideas. All right. So there we go. I don't think I need that again, so I'm going to set it over there. Hey, it cut out nicely. Ta-da! All right. Yeah, the dies have some leaves. They have a little tag. The only thing that would fit in there is the God bless, though, unless you found something different. And then, like I showed you, this is for just to cut the one rose out. And there you have it. So there are the dies. I have a sample set of card kits. Let me grab them really quick. So if you get the card kits, this is what I send you. I send you the envelopes, and then I send you all the pieces and parts for all the cards. I'm just going to grab. And if you get extra paper in there, that's like for your stamping or whatever. So this is all the pieces and parts for this particular card. So this is a card kit. So when you get it, it's marked on the outside if you get multiple, because I have a few people that more than one. Because I get behind sometimes. Anyway, of course, this is not going to want to go back in on camera. Anyway, and I mark it with whatever class it is on the front. And then you find the video on the project. This is for the card kits, the project kits. Yes. So whoever ordered $35 the week that this was the class that I did, they got this. Unless I have a few customers that like a different reward system that I used to do. So that's between me and them. But yes, that's what everybody got. So, all right. Keeping more in suspense. Yes, more suspenseful. All right. Now to keep this card going, let's see what we have over here. Set that in there. I have another piece of white, but then I ran a piece of the Petunia Pop through the Zinnia 3D embossing folder. And how are we doing on time? Oh, it's going to be a long one, girls. This one is going to go on here like so. I don't have a fun fold for you tonight because the stamp is so large. I guess I could have used just one of the flowers, but I didn't. So we're going to put this on here. But before we do that, I must be in a ribbon mood because I got ribbon. I have ribbon. So we're going to use ribbon. Matchy matchy, but that's okay. So actually, maybe we'll just put a bow. We'll do a bow after we get this on. That's what we're going to do. We don't want to do the same technique twice. It'd be silly. I do the embossing. So if you ordered this kit, I would send you the Petunia Pop with the Zinnia embossing on it. That is totally legal for me to do. I don't want to get in trouble with Stampin' Up. Stampin' Up has rules on what we can send to you and what we can't. So I don't want to lose my demonstratorship for being naughty. All right, there we go. I just chose the flowery background. I know this isn't zinnias, but, and then we're going to go horizontal on this one. I don't know which way to go. We'll go up. There we go. That's a lot of Petunia Pop, but that's okay. Then we're going to make it pop even more with some dimensionals. And we'll put one in the middle. Tomorrow night during Stampin' Cross Country, we have, I don't know if you saw in it, but we have a guest speaker. It's going to be awesome. All right, I think that's where I want it. And then I was planning on using You Make My Heart Smile. Let's see if we can do that. I have a scrap. I believe that's this. We'll use this piece. And You Make My Heart Smile. I have some extra blocks over here. Seems to want to bend, so I'm going to put it off camera and make sure that it's deciding to be where it needs to be. My Petunia Pop, we're going to keep it going. Maybe I don't want to do Petunia Pop. Actually, I think I'm going to do black. So there's the card so far. I've already used this because I used it for Stampin' Cross Country packaging. And not sure what I'm going to do to the end. There we go. You Make My Heart Smile. We might just do some zigging and zagging. All right, I'm going to go across. Then if you want the other end to match, you take this piece, and that would make it a trapezoid. We're going to have it go this way, and then it will match the same angle of cut that the first one is. Oh, I forgot to mark off that I was busy. I don't know if you heard that text come in, but it did. All right. There we go. You Make My Heart Smile. I'm going to tuck it behind there. Maybe not. It might not be a tucker. It might go right there. Actually, we might just cut this, and no one will know the difference. All right, You Make My Heart Smile. We'll use some dimensionals and pop this up as well. The next card, we're using the masks. The masks. They're fun. They make coloring go a little bit faster than the blends. Really? I'm sorry, Glenda. I'll have to check and see what I did wrong with that one. Was it the submarine one? The submarine one had a lot of stamps. All right. Put this one up here. Yeah, it just depends on what stamp set it is. Like this one, you'd probably just get the cardstock because so much of it is the big stamp. I was going to use the ribbon, but I don't know that it matches. We are not going to use the ribbon. It matches, but it's just too much for this particular one. All right, we have some gems, though. We will use some of the In Color Shimmer Gems. And where is my Take Your Pick tool? There we go. I'll put one here. one here. One, oh, let's see here. Here. So there you go. There's card number 2. I could also put happy anniversary in there, or happy birthday, or whatever we decide to use it for. Yeah. Okay, and now card number 3. Let me just put these away quick. And see how much easier that is? Wow. Okay, so the next one, I'm using a piece of the fluid watercolor paper, and that's where we'll start. All right. I'm going to use the Stays On Saddle Brown, and that's why my ink pad is stained brown, or kind of yellow, is because of this particular ink pad. Now with the Stays On, you have to be careful. You have to make sure you wash your photopolymer stamps well after this, because it can start to dissolve them, I guess, or something. I don't know. I just clean them when I'm done, but it still did stain it. Now I'm using the Stays On because I'm going to use some water on my watercolor paper. I'm going to stamp it at an angle so I can put a sentiment up top. There we go. Oh, that one didn't turn out very well. That's why paper has 2 sides, right? All right. Must have dried a bit. All right, let's try it again. There we go. Not a lot better. The center I didn't get very well, but I will get that cleaned in just a moment. So use Stays On when you're using watercolor. Use Memento when you're using blends. Okay. So we're going to use the masks. And the masks are labeled. I don't know if you can see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have notches on them. If you need help lining them up, we're going to start with 1, and 1 is going to be, where am I? No, that shouldn't be it. It's because I did it at an angle. That's why. Silly me. I knew that too, right? All right. So there you have it. I'm just going to go ahead and tack it down with a piece of tape. And then I'm going to grab, this is going to be the general color all over. And I am using Pretty in Pink. You can see I was practicing earlier. All right, so we're going to go here. Oh. And my little flowers are just going to be a little bit darker. They're going to be at the same kind of hue. But we're going to just do this. Trying to get that one darker. And you can use daubers. The daubers are the little ones that you can put on your finger. I don't know what to tell you, Glenda. I will have to look into that. I don't remember seashells, but I could be wrong. And maybe I sent you the wrong thing. I will make it right. All right. Next up, we're going to take, if we want to, no, it'll be fine. All right. So then, and this you just have to rinse off or wipe off. Then we're going to use, I know I have stuff everywhere. I mean, that's pretty right there. You could stop right there, but we're not going to stop there. We're going to go on to number 2, and we're going to line it up again. You can kind of tell we didn't mark a notch because we're moving the paper everywhere. But it will line up just right. Now I'm going to use the same color again, but another layer will make it even darker. I am going to skip these for the most part. Maybe not. But we're going to go in and just give it another round. And you can see my stencil my mask is starting to lift it up there. So I need to remember to go the same direction in that corner. All right, just give it another layer. Isn't that gorgeous? And then number 3, I'm actually going to choose a similar color, but not one that matches exactly. All right, let me see. Yeah, it would have been better. There. You match up the holes and the lines. You're good. See, I should have used my little notch and taped my paper down. That would have been smarter. So the one that I chose, you can see I was trying a couple different ones out. I tried Bubble Bath and I tried Moody Mauve, and Bubble Bath to me worked better. So I'm going to grab another brush. Just used one of the little guys. Do you guys have a preference on the regular size ones or the big blending brushes? Or do you have blending brushes? Or do you like daubers? All right, I think we have it kind of moved. So I'm going to get it lined up again. And this is actually going to give those centers to the circle. All right. Okay. And I got a little extra juice there. My ink pad was a little juicy. I don't know. It's a very juicy ink pad, so I've got some blotches. But you know what? With the watercolor, it's just going to blend right in. So that's what it looks like so far. I might just take my paper and absorb some of that ink, but it's okay. It will be fine. Now we're going to take mask number 4. Mask number 4 is what we're going to start using for the leaves. And so it's going to cover up the flowers. For the most part, and line up with the leaves. All right. Oh, what did I do with my little piece of tear and tape? Oh, well, it's fine. I'm going to use Old Olive. And I need an Old Olive brush. And go ahead and do some swirling on those leaves. This is how easy the masks are. The masks are included in the bundle. They are, you get the stamp set, the dies, and the masks in this particular bundle. So there's that one. Isn't that gorgeous? Smaller brushes. Smaller brushes. Awesome. Yes, I was happy when the smaller brushes came out, but I already had so many of the larger brushes that I don't have many of this size. All right, now I'm going to go to Mossy Meadow and just do the last bit. So I need to find where I'm going because I did not use the notches. And it's not hard without the notches. All right. This is just going to add a little contrasting color. And I don't need it really dark, so I'm not going to go really strong on it. All right. Might need to do a little bit more than that. There you have it. So that's using the stencils. Now, Stampin' Up! Carries, where is it? Where is it? Stampin' Up! Carries spritzers. And we are going to spritz this because it is watercolor paper. And we'll just see what it looks like. All right. Oh, I need to do one more thing before I do that. I wanted to put Grateful for You up at the top. And it should stamp without. It should be fine. I wonder if it would stamp as well if I did it when the paper is a little wet. So we'll let it dry for a second. Grateful for You. All right. I think it should be fine. I'm just going to give it a couple squirts. And it will give it that watercolor look without having to do the watercolor. As you can kind of see, it's smudging a bit. I wish those blobs wouldn't have happened with I must have had too much ink on my brush, but it's fine. It is fine. We'll smear it a little more. All right. Ooh, it kind of sprayed some of the water, the green, off the paper. Isn't that gorgeous? Now I could dry this with the heat tool, but I'm not going to. I'm going to hope it'll go on. All right. So I don't have my heat tool out. That's why I'm saying that. Maybe I will just show you what it's going to look like. I have a big wet spot. I have a piece of Pretty in Pink. And it's just a regular standard card base. And then I have a piece of crumb cake. And I was going to tie it with a piece of the baker's twine. And I will do the finished product. I will show you the finished product as soon as I get it dry. But you guys don't have to hang out. I will show you in my picture. So here are the cards that we made tonight, and I will finish that one after it dries. I could probably do it. I might do it. All right, we're going to try it. We're going to put blue here. Might actually make it not curl. Yeah, a little close there. Driving like a crazy woman. All right. I got a little glue over there. I've never glued wet stuff before. It worked. It worked. Maybe I'll grab a tissue or something and soak up some of this. No, this is not the tissue I just blew my nose on. Ah, okay. And then I was going to use some baker's twine. I could use some linen thread on this too. Isn't this a gorgeous stamp set? And this is about 12 inches. And I thought I would just do this. Almost don't need anything. This is light enough. Trying to keep it flat because I don't want the water to run in the wrong direction. And, I used the deckled rectangles to make these. And then we will put, I'm going to do it the other way. I'm going to put it on here and add that to it. Now, I have an example of a different stamp set that is quite similar to this that I was going to share with you because I don't own this stamp set, but I think you could do a similar project with this stamp set as my sample. So just a second and I'll show you that. All right. Oh, I was going to do it maybe crooked, but I ended up doing it. And that is okay. There you go. It's not dry, but it's done. So there's that one. And this was number 2, and this was number 1 with the envelope. So yeah, a beautiful, beautiful stamp set. And really easy. This is just as gorgeous, and I didn't have to color anything. So this is from my friend Amy. She was one of my roommates when I went to Texas, and she did this with the stippled rose, which is a similar flower set, and it's a smaller one. So that's why I thought about doing this, but decided to go this route instead, just because of the size of the stamp. And she added Wink Stella, which we could very easily do. So there you have it. Good job. All right. Glenda likes the smaller brushes too. Yes, a beautiful stamp set. And like I said, if you want to see more samples, Stampin' Cross Country, it's not too late to register. And you can do that by going to my Linktree link, and it will share that with you. One more thing I was going to share with you. I was going to show you all the different stamps that are on sale. So I will do that here in a second. Oh, that's not the link I wanted. I almost gave you the wrong link. You were going to go off somewhere else. This is also the link that you can go to sign up for my emails and be in the know for all the things that I do. Remember, Sip and Stamp is on Sunday. So let me share my screen. Let me go here. And I am done stamping. So I was just going to show you all the bundles that are on sale with the stamp with the bundle sale. And it is being very slow to open. There we go. So I will do that. And then I'm going to have you go here. I'll share my screen. And you'll see a million of them. But it will be fine. You can see everything. Woo! That's a lot to see. All right. So this is where you go. It's one of the headers right when you get there. And oh, there's 2 new kits in the kit collection also. So there's the travel journal. But to get to the shop products, if you miss the banner flying by, and go to bundled savings, and then if you go to Stamp and Die bundles, these are all the bundles that are on sale for the month of June. So, and so the Keeping Tabs bundle is if you get the die. If you want the punch, it's not on sale. It's only the bundles that have the dies. Same goes through with the Labeled with Love. If you want the punch, then it's not going to be on sale. But these are all on sale. I just got this one today. I didn't know about the sale when I ordered the other night. That was something I found out after the fact. So all those are on sale, and there's 2 pages of it on here. There's a few that aren't available, but there are a lot that are available. And who knows? The month is young, and it may show up pretty easily. And then let's go to let's go back to die cutting and the machines. So I told you the little blue one is only $56.70. These are US dollars, and the white one is $59.40, and then the big boss is $117. So there you go. That's where you find those, and that's the easiest place to find them. And I'll remove that. And thank you for stamping with me. Thank you for crafting with me. And I hope you have an amazing weekend. And I'd love to see you at Stampin' Cross Country or Sip and Stamp. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Thank you, Anna.